Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I am Rajesh Khanna, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulas for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions, by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such domain expert and corporate veteran on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Rajesh Khanna. Hello, welcome, Mr. Khanna. We are glad to have you here today with us on FaceTime with Leaders.
Thank you, Falak, for your so descriptive introduction.
Thank you so much.
It's really nice to be present here, and thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, thank you. So let me give you a quick brief about Mr. Rajesh Khanna. He is a renowned mechanical engineer with a career spanning more than 4 decades, marked by notable accomplishments and significant contributions to the realms of engineering and business management. He has held the position of Executive Director and CEO at Wendt India and also taken on additional responsibilities as a BGMC member, mentor, and advisor for the Industrial Ceramics Division of Carborundum Universal. In addition, he has served as a director on the board of CUMI Australia, PTY Limited, CUMI China, and Sterling Abrasives. His tenure in these roles lasted until his retirement in November 2020. Following his retirement, he continued to serve as a non-executive director on the Wendt Board and acted as an advisor to CUMI till 2022. Throughout his career, he actively participated in various industry associations such as CII, BCIC, FKCCI, IMTMA, and the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce. So, Mr. Khanna, to begin with, could you walk us through your journey from being a mechanical engineer to becoming director and CEO of Wendt India in brief?
Surely, very nice. Well, at the outset, let me like to thank WDC for giving me this opportunity and to invite me to be a part of a FaceTime with the Leaders platform and allowing me to share my journey to the corporate world. To your question, surely I would like to, reply to that. While it is indeed difficult to capsule all the 4 decades, of a journey in just a short time of this, I will try my best to throw some light on my journey so far. I did my engineering in mechanical in 1982 from the GCET Raipur, which is now called NIT Raipur. After my engineering, I had almost 19 jobs in hand, but I wanted to join a company which can give me a career in the technical marketing. So that's how I joined Wendt India Limited. Wendt was a company which was offering me, and hence I joined this as a trainee engineer. Now, the only thing which was there was this is a small company, very small company, which was, just to give you a brief on this company, it's a small company of Khatau Group, and having a technical collaboration with Wendt GmbH of Germany. And it was a part of the Board Longyear and Anglo-American Group. So the business, if you like to know, because, just to have a reference, because when I'm talking further things, it may be required. Wendt business has been manufacturing of super abrasive grinding wheels and tools. So this company was just making 2 products at that point of time. And I joined as a trainee engineer. So my journey from trainee engineer to the Wendt board was very, very, I would say I walked through in the ranks, I would say. Let's say trainee engineer, then I became a product engineer, then assistant manager, then product development, manager technical, DGM, marketing, DGM materials, then project management. It's all came into the fold like that, the general manager of the company. Then I became the vice president, the senior vice president, CEO, Executive Director, and joined as a Wendt Board. That was almost about a decade back. I was also in charge of the two of the subsidiaries, which Wendt has taken over, which Wendt had 100% owned subsidiary. One was Wendt Thailand, and the other one was Wendt Middle East in Sharjah. During my tenure, I added my proficiency that was early time of the time itself. I added my proficiency by doing my PGDB at Annamalai University, also getting selected in a BLP, is the Business Leadership Program of Murugappa Group. They really have so many companies, and they select about 17 to 18 guys to really take up the job and to take up the course. So I really did this thing as a BLP in 1998. And this was also done in collaboration with IIM Calcutta. Thereafter, I was selected with the Anglo-American group of the AMP 2003 for the advanced management course, which was attached to the Pretoria University in South Africa. Thereafter, I was selected for taking charge of the Boat Longyear South Africa plant. But with the growing Wendt prospects, I stayed back with Wendt itself. So instead, I took additional charge of the CUMI Ceramics Division. This is what you mentioned just now in your brief to me. The CUMI Ceramics Division, they made the industrial ceramics in that particular thing. And there I joined as a president of the company. And I was there for about 10 years before I retired. Post-retirement, I was a non-executive director, which you shared with me, with the group. And I was I was a advisor, mentor, BGMC, which is called Business Group Management Committee. I was also a member of that for the Carborundum CUMI. So during this whole tenure of mine, I have seen 4 ownership changes. These 4 ownership changes has been, it was earlier a Katau company, and 40% Katau, 40% was Wendt Germany. So Kataus, from there, Murugappas took over this company. It was a hostile takeover. That was in the early 90s. From Wendt, it came to Wendt Germany. Then they sold it off this company to 3i UK. And then from 3i, it was sold to Winterthur, a Swiss company. And thereafter, in just about last 8-10 years back, it was from Winterthur, it came to 3M. So now it is the 3M is having 40%, was having 40%, Wendt was having 40%, balance of 20%. And as per the public norms, it was really shifted again to 75% of those holdings and 25% with the public. So this has been a small journey from a trainee to being a director, and also seeing all 4 different company changeovers, whereas all the employees of the companies were all the same. Only the ownership change, which is very, very rare in most of the places. You'll find that when the ownership changes, the employees also change.
Right.
Especially on the senior management.
True. So that's really very interesting and a great, wonderful journey so far, we must say. And I'm sure that you've just grown for better over the years with so many experiences. So with a committed service of over 4 decades at Wendt, what are some of your biggest achievements, contributions, and learnings?
Yeah, it has been really a great journey, I would say. And in fact, it's also nostalgic when you really reflect back from the trainee days to what you have become and how it went into. I started with the expansion of the product range. I mentioned to you there were only 2 products which we started with. And then with this particular thing, we started going even for expansion of this product from 2 products to the other product. As super abrasives, we were diamond and CPN. So we were making resin and metal. Then we started making other bonds as well. So we had a lot of product developments happening. So I was also in charge of the product development on this, and also driving innovation of the products. So innovation was one of the hallmark of Wendt, which we started developing new products for every time when we lived into, depending on the ever-changing needs of and expectation of the customers, So product launches happened thereafter. Then I was also involved in the HR module development and appraisals for the company first, and this was also taken by the group in a real sense. So the HR appraisals for all the people have been taken by that. And that was also a part of my BLP project, which I had taken. And so that was done. And it has been nicely done on that. Then we have also put into place, see, this was a very small company, as I mentioned to you. We had to have all types of management practices which we follow to make it much more robust and much more this thing. So we put into place the management systems like ISO 9001. This for the quality standards. Then it's ISO 14001 for the environmental management systems. SA 8001 for the social accountability, and SAP for the entire working platform. For a smaller company, it was really not required. In fact, you don't require as per the government norms, but we did it because, we felt that this would make the company, robust and also consistent in the approaches which we're talking about. So after doing all those things, we also went into the CIXM Award for the Business Excellence, which we got it for the company. Golden Peacock Award. Then we had a Manufacturing Excellence Award from the Institute of Manufacturing. So these are some of the things which happened. So from a very small, minuscule company, which is not a known entity, to make it an viable thing, which was really great. So all these things really helped us in doing this. And of course, participation in the external and internal seminars and the global arena as well. We also set up during that time our subsidiaries in Thailand and Sharjah, which was earlier conceived to be delegates in the Thailand. We thought that we should have our industry on a leased accommodation, leased land. But then when I went there, I saw that, okay, there are good land, good factory sites which are available, which you can really buy it. So we bought it and we put it across there. So that was done that way. Then technical collaboration tie-ups. So we see this company Wendt had almost 13 plants all over the world. So with these type of plant setups, another thing, you have to have a good collaborative efforts and things like that. So that collaboration is also very much instrumental in that. And technical collaborative efforts with the external companies. I had technical tie-up with the Delipina of UK for making honing machines, which are also a type of the machines which are used for the precision honing of the cylinders. And then Lithos, Germany, which has been, I was working on it, but later on, I believe they have already, after my retirement, they have entered into the thing. We had a technological tie-up with the Stanko Wendt of Russia and Samedi of Spain for the glass grinding tool. So every company and Wendt had their own strategic products in various areas of the thing. We brought everything under one umbrella in India. So that's what we did. We have seen 4 ownership changes, which I mentioned to you in the complete tenure. And this was done without any hitches, no disturbance on the employees, no disturbance on the workmen, nothing. Everything was done nicely and it was beautifully transacted. So learning, if you ask me, my basic learning coming out of this whole thing has been the team working. You have to really, you cannot be working as a leader alone. I mean, you have to be a team worker. You have to involve everyone together to see how it can be taken up. So, and how you handle the takeovers and maintain the congenial collaboration, despite of the fact that you are changing your owners. So it was really a daunting task, and also keep the motivation up of all the employees so that they do not leave in the subject. So that's also great. Then we had a long-term settlement plan. In fact, one of the companies which had the settlement plan where we did not talk about annual salary increases. Okay, like normally you have every 5 years, 4 years, you have to go for LTS. We said, no, we will be doing the way the managers have been appraised and all that thing. So we put into place the performance linked incentive plans for the employees there. So that was what we did it. HR practices were very, very strongly conducted. And in fact, every birthdays and marriage ceremonies and everything, we will personally gift a card along with the box of sweet to all employees. And that will be done especially by me throughout. So whatever employees are there, we will just go to their table or they will come to a place and we do that. Interpersonal relationship was in the highest level. Our attrition rate was almost 2 to 3% only, against the very much as compared to the industry standards. And we also did the mentoring advising things which we had done. And what I feel is that definitely you should be in a position to be humble, and you should be in a position to have a very clear discussions with the employees, very open transparency. So that's what I feel that should be the thing. And pursuing the 5 lights, we have something which is called 5 lights is integrity, passion, quality, respect, responsibility, values, and ethics. So we all the company as a company, as a group, we all follow this 5 lights very clearly on this. So these are some of the things which I would say is what I would really learn on.
That's really very great, we must say, indeed. So, what advice would you like to give our viewers who are future leaders of the corporate world?
Yeah, I think today, if you look into one of the things which is really worrying me when I see the youngsters coming in, is basically they come and the day they join, they start thinking that well, how I could go for a better job, better change.
True.
And you will find that these guys are always looking forward out for a change and not really fully imbibed in the company's thing. So one basic thing advice I would like to do is that they should consider that they have learned something. They've come out of the colleges and things like that. They come, knowledge is a power, learn more, embrace and be hungry to learn. So, they have to be like a sponge when they come to a company. Accept everything and with a free mind and really start being a learner. Be a team player because nothing happens as an individual. So it has to be a team player. And don't boss around. Mostly what happens is I get I get a chair as a manager. I start working as a manager, and I would like to be all my subordinates to be that way. So that should not happen that way. Don't boss around. Take a consensus decisions. Don't follow the my way or highway pattern. So you should be very clear on that. And you must be doing one thing that's very clear. Of course, you must have selected the job with the company with your passion. But if you're not done it, so be passionate about what you're doing and love what you are working on. So having taken the thing, you should take it very clearly that you should work with the passion with the thing. Be transparent in your decision makings. Don't change a job just for the salary sake. Okay, especially when you are in a technology company. Because
Right.
what happens is that when you're taking an interview with any of the external guys, the interviews are normally 1 hour, 2 hours, and they decide that I should take this guy or not take this guy. And the expectations based on those interviews. But once you go there, you have to prove it out, which becomes sometimes difficult because you must have really taken some things which are considering your whatever the colleagues have been doing and things like that.
Right.
So be stable on your job which you're taking. And Kaizen, take it as small steps and see that how you could improve yourself on a daily basis. How can I be better than yesterday? That's what is the thing which you need to look into. And have a clarity of the shared vision, which is their mission, strategy, that has to be cleared there. And communication is one of the major things which has to be there among all the guys. So I think these are the things which are required to be taken for the young leaders to take on.
That's yes, that's definitely there and really very wonderful indeed. So after your superannuation, what is your daily routine and how do you look forward to your contribution to the industry and society?
Yeah, this is a question which is very clearly as look into that. I have been, you see, I've really walked through the entire gamut of all the work contents, right from all the management things. So you've got a good amount of experience about the knowledge about what you're doing. So my thing would be that you should be in a position to deploy your learnings into this. So after I superannuated on the 2020, thereafter I was on the Wendt Board. I continued to be in the Wendt Board and the subsidiaries for the 2 years as a non-executive director. Having grown from ranks with almost over 42 years of experience in practically all fields, I find that I could contribute with, well in any of the directorship positions. and any of the companies as well, because I have been catering to almost all companies which are there all around, maybe ceramics, refractory, steel, glass, whatever you talk about. We have been having interactions with them as a customer supplier relationship, and hence I am doing this formal course of your directorship, because I'm not really required to be doing it. Because as per the thing, I am exempted for if you are 10 years in a row and as a director, but I'm still doing it. So that's one thing which I feel after the subordination, I would like to do my contributions toward some of the companies for. And today, everything is with corporate governance and everything is very, very important. So these are the things which coming from background, I think this we could really inculcate in the new coming industries and as well as the existing companies. Further regarding my routine, as you asked, I practice 1.5 hours of Reiki in the morning, followed up by 1 hour exercising after my morning tea. And this is, of course, my wife joins for this. And my free time going in the mentoring youngsters and making them aware and inculcating a habit of investment in the equity market.
That's great.
And it's a small group which has grown to a big. In fact, my daughter started as a very small group. Clearly saying that since you are taking the decision, why don't you share? So we make it a small group. That small group has grown to almost about 50 members. So we just keep on sharing what all we are doing in the market, and that way all the youngsters get to know as to what is the new investment things which we need to do it. Of course, on Saturdays I do my regular gardening, and on Sundays is a free time for the family.
That's really very good indeed. So as someone with a boardroom experience, what is your opinion on the corporate governance framework by the Government of India?
As a, see, if you look into, I worked for a Murugappa group of company. And this company, if you look into, is very, very high on the corporate governance, very, very high on the various parameters which you have to look into. Business is not only making money. Business is doing things which can be, which really you love to do, and also see how you could really give back to the society from where you have taken all these things. So that is what we try to inculcate in the board. And so also in the board, when you're taking, we are also having very clearly all these things. Let's say suppose there is a thing, how clarity should be there, ambiguity should not be there in the thing. Whatever you are taking, the decision should be calculated and all the things should be shared. In fact, all the news which you are coming, which you are, the news which comes to you, which is bad news, should be first shared. This should be very clearly taken on the thing. So these are some of the things which you need to really take it on in the boardroom. Is you are responsible basically, and you need to see that how you could really be, supporting the thing by various community committee memberships and things like that.
That should definitely be there. So when we talk about ESG and corporate governance, so like as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
Yeah, so if you look into what I have shared with you, there are so many things which we do in the systems and ISO 9001, 14001, 26,000 and things like that. These are the ones which are required to be taken up, and these are the practices which you do. You will definitely be following these guidelines. All these ESGs are already covered in that. Okay, and so what we do is, what is a thing I would like to suggest is that follow ESG guidelines very, very carefully and clearly. It should not be just for the makeup or saying that okay, the company has to follow somebody. Some activities have been happening. So socially, it's our job to see that how we could really take it up. In fact, one of the lines which we have in our company is called engineering flair with environmental care. So engineering flair with environmental care means you have to really vet it out. Whatever you're doing, any new product development, any engineering activity you're taking, first you see whether the environment you're taking care of that or not. So that's what we normally follow, and this is to be followed across the thing. And then, of course, you have follow government norms to the hilt. It is not for just for the sake of doing. Do not hush or deviate from the norms. Attempt to sort out anomalies rather than patching it up and really, let's say a government comes and gives you a show cause notice. You try to hush it up by saying, okay, fine, this is okay, fine, but we will do it. Don't worry about it. And you somehow try to close the subject. Instead of that, make it a point that you do whatever you are coming out to it. It should be really attended to. Follow your 5 lights, which is integrity, passion, quality, respect, responsibility, values, and ethics. So this you should follow to the hilt. So that once you have this, you have a very holistic type of thing which is happening. And of course, one of the major things which I personally feel and which you would have also seen is this ESG has not been something which has been done today. If you see from our earlier times, our ancestors, they were doing it. They used to talk about the 5 elements, which are the basic pure elements like space, air, water, fire, earth. And these are the basics of life. And we all pray for that. Right. If you see in all of our Indian traditions, we pray for that. Fire, you pray for the universe, solar system, moon, star, water, and all these things. So I think that thing, if you could really bring into the practice in a real way, it would really help us. So we practice very clearly in the companies I mentioned to you. All these practices have been followed very clearly on us.
So when we talk about technology, as someone working closely with technology, how well have you acquainted yourself with the latest technologies, namely IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, cloud, digital twin, big data, and Web 3.0?
Yeah, if you look into it, technology is rapidly changing. The IoT, artificial intelligence, which you're talking about, machine learning, blockchain, big data, Web 3.2, augmented reality to add on. All these are the things which are really very, very important, and we have to embrace it very clearly. You just see today's situation, the way we transact business, just in this COVID has really taught quite a lot to us, all of us. In the last 4 or 5 years, there's tremendous amount of changes which has happened over the way we transact business. We have never been having a video conferencing for the board meetings, but today we have board meetings on the video conferencing, right? It's very, very clearly a thing which has become a norm now. I think not many people like to go and travel all the distances. Okay, the way we deliver things, whatever your delivery, whether it's a product delivery or your delivery of the things, everything is done on the thing. Now, today I'm in a position to talk to you. Otherwise, you would have called me for an interview there and make a small thing and right. In your doing so much of things would have gone into it.
Yes.
So internet things have really helped us quite a lot. Okay, to make payments even. Today, it's really surprising to see even the vegetable vendors who gives you a 10 rupee vegetable, he say pay by Paytm, right. Corona. So this is something which was not heard about 5-10 years back. The way the things are changing, the way you do the shopping. I have never gone to any of the malls and bought things. I have just go online and buy everything. Right. And the best part is the way they are doing it is also so beautifully logistically that, if you do not like a thing, you can really change it and you can without questions asked.
Right.
Trading, the way you are doing the trading today. The amount of trading, the guys who have been added on to the trading platform is tremendous. How many demat accounts which have been taken up? The banking, the way they are doing things. So everything is all these things which is technology which is to be taken up. Buying policies, the way we are doing the policy. Today, policybazaar.com will give you a particular thing. You don't have to go and search for 10 different things, which policy you have to buy. Okay, service customers, the way we are servicing customers, sitting on your table, you don't have to really work on it. Your chat GPT and all these bots will tell you what you have to do it, and you don't have a physical this thing on that. So the way we navigate the car, farming, pesticide spray, survey, immigration, all these things have changed dramatically. And this is only that we have to really accept the technology. Now, let me tell you in our case, let's say in a company of Wendt standards, we were making grinding wheels. Now, grinding wheels is a very simple thing, nothing to really work about. You can really use the wheel is over, you can throw it off. Now you are making smart wheels. how many, what has been the G ratio, how it has been performing, how is the cutting action, everything comes from the small chip which is there in the grinding wheel. Same is also true with the machines. Today, machines are having a thing that, okay, you can really give a training on the machines. So sitting here, earlier our engineer has to go there and train the people when you're delivering a machine to the customer. But today you don't have to do it. Here itself, you can sit and you can really do. So these are the things which we have been doing it, remotely managing and servicing the machines and with the access control code. So everything is done. And machines have become so smart that they will tell me my lubricating oil is less. Now please put it. So they'll give you alarm and they'll put. So that was earlier thing. Now the next thing is coming. If it will take the lubricating oil from the thing and it will also oil it at the simultaneously. So that has been done a part of the machine and not the operator. So these are some of the things which are required, and we have to embrace that.
Yes, definitely. So that's really there about technology. Like, I mean, using it for better is better for all of us, obviously.
Very true, very true.
So as you know, we are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about this initiative taken about by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Hemal Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
Yeah, I think World Development Corporation, which is led by Abel and Seshan, is indeed a commendable work, fantastic work for the business. I see that the community of industrial magnates have grown. And in fact, I may be wrong, I do not know, but I see there it's 8.26K. That's almost 8,026 people are there, 260 people. That's a great, rich and powerful network for sharing best practices, essential learning and benchmarking. Indeed, a divine work, I would say. Great initiative. I'm happy to be a part of it. And advantages which I see from here is the platform of knowledge and experience, which is open to everyone. In fact, the guy who's just about a young engineer, if he listens to some of these things, he can have experience which is equivalent to 30 years of experience, right?
Right.
So these are the things which can really take it up. It's really a great thing to happen. And I wish all the very best. I think you will scale newer heights. And thanks to Havel and Seshan for fantastic inputs. In fact, I'm just attending that director's course as well, just to have a thing. And I'm really happy to see that the way they are meticulously looking into it. And it's a good initiative, I would say.
Thank you so much. These have been like really very kind words by you, we must say. So it was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders and help them grow in their careers as well. So thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Rajesh Khanna. We wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably has expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds. So thank you so much once again for being with us today on FaceTime with Leaders, and we wish you have a great day.
Thank you, Falak. I think you have been a great listener. In fact, you listened patiently to me, and there could have been long discourse.
No.
You've done very nice work. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. All the very best.
You too.